What's up, guys? So we've just gotten some new information on Sonic Colors Ultimate, mainly new footage of the game itself from one of the artists behind the game. So now we can actually analyze whether there's been improvements from the footage that we saw in the trailer or not. And we also get to see, look, it's Metal Sonic right here. It's only the back of him, but better than nothing. So this comes from Brian Connolly, who's a 3D artist behind the game, and he says, I had the pleasure of working as a tech artist generalist on Sonic Colors Ultimate. Writing shaders and making VFX were primarily my tasks on the project. I've learned so much in this process. I'm so thankful for the team that I've got to work with. I primarily worked on the shaders throughout Aquarium Park, and I didn't click and share more because I'm an absolute genius. Assisted the team with any shader functionality support they may need. So here we can see the jet VFX from Metal Sonic, as it says down here. Nothing much to see here, it just looks normal to me. But if you scroll down, that's when you see footage for the game itself. So this is one of the enemies that I think is from the boss fight of Aquarium Park. And then here is where I'm interested. So this is Starlight Carnival, and I've got to say, I do not like it. I do not like the look of this. Something about the road, and it's called the Light Road, looks wrong. I can't see Sonic's shadow anywhere, and it makes it look kind of cheap. It kind of makes it look like it's running on the Switch, just because the bloom effects seem to be so drastic that it's just disabled the shadow completely. I have absolutely no idea. Also, don't be alarmed that he's running like normally, because this is usually a scripted section, but I'm sure it's just for demonstration purposes. You can't actually do this in the game. Looks really off to me. I'm not a fan of this at all. Also, there's no music for these, so you don't get to hear remixes or anything, as the game has. Then here we see the world map, and yeah, that's normal. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is cool to see. But you can see the Tails icon again right here. The Tails icon still exists. And there's actually footage further down below that shows it again, but there's an interesting detail about it. And then we also have these medals. So those are two new things that we have no idea what they're for. So that's pretty interesting to me. Let's go down even further. What do we see? We see the shader for the laser platforms. Everybody's favorite, the laser platforms, where you stand on a button and you wait for them to turn. How fun. You can also see that the M&Ms, whatever they are in the background, are still flat, as you can see in the original game itself, and also when you upres the game in Dolphin. They've not been upgraded, which is really bizarre to me. If they're going as far as to upgrade this, then why are we not upgrading the background stuff? So that looks really cheap. And then here's where we see the Tails icon. So once we look at this, I'm going to pause. There's the medal right there. I'm going to pause the video here. Look here, right there. If I can full screen that. Look at this. There's a Tails. It looks like a balloon. So there's a Tails icon right here, and I have no idea what it's for. Because you can see here as well, it looks a bit off. Like, it looks like a Tails balloon rather than a Tails character icon. And so what could this be? It's surrounded by these two medals here. This could be anything, but I'm going to take a wild guess. I think Tails is probably playable. I think I said it in a previous video, but it seems like a natural thing to add. He is in the opening CGI, for example. It'd be normal. They don't have to give him a flight ability or anything. It just would be just Sonic, but he can boost. So that would be my guess. As for the medals, absolutely no idea. There might just be an extra collectible. In Sonic Forces, they had extra stuff like the bingo numbers, and I don't think they did anything major. I think they unlocked new cosmetics or something, so maybe this is the same. Here we've got Aquarium Park. I think this is some of our first ever footage of Aquarium Park. Not completely, because we did get some auto runner sections ripped up. We've not seen much of Aquarium Park, pretty much. And they did the shader for the blue blocks, which look normal to me. They look the same. Is that thing new? Maybe I'm being stupid. When it shows that it's death down there. Is that a new thing? That I don't remember seeing that in the previous game, so that's cool. And then you've got the reflective shader for the gold ring. Nice. This doesn't look too interesting. And also, it doesn't look too bad. This doesn't look terrible. Like, everything doesn't look black or anything. Aquarium Park seems to have made it just fine. This looks fine. And then you've got the water. The water looks good. Honestly, it looks pretty bloody decent right here. It's not all that interesting, though. Water. This looks really good. I like this a lot. This, I love the reflective water on the road right there. It looks really good. I think the bloom is still a bit too bloody high. I still think you're kind of losing a bit of detail, but generally, that looks pretty fucking good. I think this looks pretty decent. So this is probably the best that they showed right here. That right there, it looks really good. Might even end up using that for the thumbnail. It looks really good. Then you've got the boss fight here, the reflective shader for the barriers. So they've updated a lot of the stuff, but they've also missed out other stuff. Really interesting, really interesting. That's the last thing. I also forgot to mention up here on the Sweet Mountain stuff that I absolutely despise these seams that you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to notice it because the video is so low quality. I can see it. But there's like lines like here and there. And I tested this out on emulator and this was not an issue. And I was playing in 4K. I didn't see that issue at all. And it looks to be something to do with the way they are retiling the textures. It looks like maybe they're up-resing the textures and like AI upscaling the textures, should I say. And what's happened is that, well, I don't know, it's just making lines for where the textures would repeat. Absolutely no idea, but if that's not fixed, that's a major issue. That is really distracting and makes the game feel a bit cheap. It's that and it's Starlight Carnival. I wish we could have seen Tropical Resort, but obviously this is one artist, they didn't work in everything in the whole game. I really want to see Tropical Resort. That, to me, is the worst one by far. Which is funny, because it's the first level, and you would think, oh, first level, it's probably going to get, like, one of the most attention out of, like, all of the levels, but it seemingly hasn't. So it's really weird. But this looks normal. Other than this stupid road that I think looks really bad, this looks normal. You know, the bloom, I guess they're just trying to make it look way next gen, but like the original, I'm gonna put a screenshot in this video of the original and it looks so much better than this. I just don't know what's gone wrong. Obviously I'm not blaming this artist. If they're being asked to do something and they've approved, then that's it. They're doing the right thing. They are doing their job. I would say this is more on the people directing the game, more on the people designing it and asking for this kind of stuff. Is not good. I'm still disappointed with this. I still think it looks kind of bad, but I think that is about everything I can really add here. I'll put the link to this in the description of the video so you can go check it out for yourself. I hope this was a nice just look through of all of these different assets. The game looks good. Sweet Mountain, other than these terrible seams, looks really good. Aquarium Park seems to look pretty good, other than maybe the bloom being a bit too big. The underwater effect looks really, really good. Like, I'm actually impressed by that. And honestly, the model for Sonic as well, I think the model looks pretty good. They actually did update the model from the original game, which I'm really impressed by, because I said they should have done it. And it looks a lot more in line from the one from Generations. Like, just, it looks way more smooth and less jaggy. Looks great. It looks better than the model in Forces, and that was a brand new bloody game, so yikes. Anyways, that's everything I've got to really add to this video. I hope you all appreciate it, and I appreciate you watching. So, thank you all for tuning into this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, my dudes.